Finding research to inform classroom practice can be a real challenge, but just imagine what it would be like to walk into your classroom with strategies backed by evidence, knowing that what you're doing is proven to work, and seeing your students thrive because of it. That might sound like a dream, but it's entirely possible when you know how to find and effectively use research. In today's video, we're going to explore a straightforward, step-by-step process for finding research that's relevant to your classroom and applying it to make a real difference for your students. Hi, I'm Courtney, and I've spent years helping educators bridge the gap between research and practice. I post videos like this every week, so if you're looking for new ways to enhance your professional practice, be sure to like and subscribe. Okay, let's dive in. The research literature is a large and often confusing place to spend time, so the first step in this process is to identify a clear focus. Think about a specific challenge or question that you're facing in your classroom. Try to be as specific as possible. A good way to start is by framing your problem as a question. For example, instead of saying, "My students aren't engaged," try asking, "What strategies can improve student engagement in my middle school math classroom?" When you reframe your challenge as a clear, researchable question, it becomes much easier to take actionable steps to find a solution. Remember, the more specific you are, the better your results will be. Once you have a focused question, the next step is to find the research. We want to make sure that we're using reliable and preferably peer-reviewed sources. Educational databases like iterate and Google Scholar are great places to find peer-reviewed studies. When you search, use specific long-tail keywords related to your focus, like reading comprehension strategies, elementary school, or increasing engagement, high school science. Remember that these databases aren't always as smart as your standard search engine, so the more specific your keywords are, the more relevant your results are going to be. Now, you're probably going to find hundreds, if not thousands, of studies aligned to your keywords. So, to avoid getting overwhelmed, try filtering your result by publication date to focus on the most recent studies. You've probably learned in the past that a good filter to start with is last 10 years. But I find that it's more effective for teachers to set their filters to something like after 2020 or 2021, because our post pandemic classrooms are just so different than the before times. Accessibility is important, so if journal articles seem out of reach, start with summaries, reviews, or even white papers from respected organizations. The key is to find credible, well-supported studies that align with your question and classroom context. Don't settle for advice from blogs or forums unless they are citing solid research that you can access and verify. Once you've found the research, the next step is to evaluate it. Not all studies are created equal, so it's important to determine whether the research you're looking at is relevant and reliable. Start by asking yourself a few key questions. Does this study address your specific question? Is it focused on students who are similar in age, ability, or context to the ones in your classroom? Does it deploy rigorous methodologies and include detailed statistical analysis? If you can't answer yes to these questions, you might be sitting on a dud. As you review, don't worry if you're not familiar with every methodological or statistical term. Focus on the conclusions and practical recommendations. As you work research review into your normal routine, these research jargon will start to become more familiar. If you're feeling really out of your depth, consider doing this work with a friend or a small group of coworkers. Your collective knowledge will help you plow through a dense stack of papers with ease. Now, once you've read everything, it's time to put research into action. Start by translating what you've learned into specific and manageable steps that you can try in your classroom. For example, if a study suggests that frequent, low stakes quizzes improve knowledge retention, think about how you can integrate short quizzes into your weekly lessons. Make a plan and stick to it. That's the only way you will know if it's really working. It's also important to tailor strategies to your unique context and situation. No two classrooms are the same, so don't feel like you need to copy everything exactly as it was done in the study. Adapt the ideas to fit your teaching style, your student needs, and your classroom dynamics. Finally, once you've implemented a strategy, it's important to reflect and iterate. Think about what's working and what's not. Did the strategy lead to the improvements you were hoping for? Look at student outcomes, observe their engagement, and ask for their feedback. If you're not seeing the results you expected, that's okay. That's part of the process. Sometimes small tweaks to timing, delivery, or structure of a strategy can make all the difference. A great way to track this is by keeping a reflective journal. Write down what you've tried, how your students responded, and any changes you might make next time. This reflection helps you refine your approach and builds your confidence in using research to inform your teaching. Remember, the goal is continuous improvement, not perfection. Evidence based teaching is a powerful way to elevate your practice and make a real difference for your students. Try these steps with a challenge that you're facing in your classroom, and let me know how it goes down in the comments. If you found this video helpful, make sure you check out this video where I'll teach you how I take notes as I read through studies. See you next time.